it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. Ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. It's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it.
It's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. Ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it.
it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket.
Okay, be nice if I bring myself in. Welcome to another episode of Head to Head with Brian Parker. I am he. Oh, too much hair to do that. And we are back for another week. Hope everybody had a great week. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. We are streaming live on LinkedIn, Facebook, as well as YouTube. Please go to YouTube and like our channel. It's under Empower TV Network. We will also air all of our shows on Empower TV Network as seen on Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. So you can catch us on there as well. Amazon Fire TV, as well as Roku, airs out to over 150 million households worldwide. So we are definitely plugged in, and we thank you for stopping by and joining us. Empower TV has almost been up now for 2 years. We're about 2 months short of 2 years. So we've actually run quite a few episodes. And all of those are also on demand on Roku and Amazon Fire TV as well. Check out the channel, as we also have other content there as well as our head-to-head sports show. We also have films, comedy, and a lot of other things, podcasts, all kinds of things. So check it out, but definitely go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe, and all the such. Would like to also say, hey, if you are looking to become a panelist on the show, maybe you'd like to join in every now and then and chop it up with the three of us, feel free to send me a message. You can direct message me on Facebook, or you can send us a message to our email address at theparkermedia@gmail.com. theparkermedia@gmail.com. Also, if you are a business owner or you are an event planner and you would like to be able to advertise on the show as well as on our platform, please reach out to us at the same email address. Would like to show this quick commercial that we threw together for Jermaine Parker Realty. Take it away. Is it a good time to buy or sell a house? No, it is a great time to buy or sell a house. And at a time like this, having a realtor who has your back is key. Introducing Jermaine Parker Realty, here for all of your needs, licensed in both North Carolina and South Carolina. Let Jermaine Parker Realty help you with your next big investment.
I was gonna play it again. Just we can play it twice.
You gonna play it twice? It was so nice. Gotta play it twice.
That's right. I was getting into the music. Ding, 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 ding.
With that said, let's welcome our panelists to the show as if they haven't already done that a little bit. Hello, Lori. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm not as trigger fingered as you, but I'm doing all right. I'm doing better now that we know that you are alive and breathing.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll get into that in 2 seconds.
I need to do a wellness check. I'm alive.
I'm like Biggie. I got a story to tell, and give me 2 seconds, and I'll let y'all know the inside joke on that. But let's first give a warm welcome to the one, the only, the franchise, Mr. Jermaine Parker. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Glad to be here. Sorry I missed y'all last week, but yeah, glad to be here today.
Well, good. So Jermaine, of course, because we were out. Jermaine is helping us find a house, and we were out house hunting the other day, and we gotten a call from the Concord Police Department. Turns out your boy's a murder suspect. Who did I kill? Apparently, I killed Lori.
And he buried the body in the house. Thus, we had a bad smell.
Yeah, so apparently all of this started because my dog decided to run away or run down the street for the night. And the neighbors, I guess, were called out because of the dog originally. And the police had spoken to one of the neighbors that told them that they hadn't seen Lori in a while. Don't know if maybe I'd done something to her.
Yeah.
They hadn't seen me. They hadn't seen me in a while, in a couple of weeks, and because the dog is loose, and they hadn't seen my car.
It all adds up to me.
And
how'd you get out of it?
And then what happened is that we have a septic plug in our yard, and I ran over it with my riding lawnmower and must have cut the cap off. So there was this odor I couldn't figure out where it was coming from for the longest. And
that was actually my dead body somewhere.
And we kept wondering what is that smell? What is that smell? So as we're out looking at houses, my Ring doorbell camera keeps going off, and it's the cops at the door. And I'm thinking, oh, they found the dog, and they're just trying to bring him back. They ain't trying to bring him back. He's still around the corner somewhere. And they're more concerned because of what the neighbors told them. And when they get to the house, they smell the smell too. Not gonna lie, your story add up. So listen, this is crazy. So the smell from the septic makes them think that there's possibly a body.
Thus, I've been missing a couple of weeks. No one's seen my car,
I'm trying to talk to this dude through the camera app, and it's just too much of a delay and internet and all that. So I end up calling the dispatch, have the officer get on the phone with me, and he's like, "Is anybody in the house?" And I'm like, "No, I'm out looking at houses." He's like, "Well, your neighbor said they hadn't seen your wife in a while, and there's a smell coming from the house." And I said, "Well, she's right here beside me." So they're like, "Well, can you come out to the house, or can we go in the house and check it?" So where was the car? Dude, her car was in the driveway. All they had to do was run her plates. Her plates were right there, right? We were gone looking at houses. So they wanted to, I guess, see that she was really okay. CJ missed this whole story about me being a murder suspect. So anyway, so the police are at the door. They smell the smell. The neighbors have already given them reason to believe that Lori is missing.
I'm dead.
And they want to go in the house and check it. And I have no way of letting them in the house. And I'm like, "Listen, we're out looking at houses, but we'll head back that way." So we get to the house, bro. There's five police jeeps out front of my house.
You would have thought that they were about to raid a meth house. It looks like they were about to do a raid.
So they literally thought, CJ, there was a septic plug that I had run over a couple of days before when I cut the grass, and I didn't realize it and didn't know that the smell was coming from there. But I had smelled it the day before and couldn't figure out what it was. I thought maybe we had dog poop in the trash can. And the neighbors sat there and told the police that they hadn't seen Lori in days, and now the dog's running loose. So they surmised that something may have happened to her.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Ryan buried my body in the
Lori
yard.
gets out of the car with her license in hand and shows it to them, and then they run a license check on her to call it in, really her, to make sure that I really hadn't killed her.
Yep.
Wow.
So at least for half an hour, I was a murder suspect.
Foul play.
That is the running joke of the wellness check that I'm alive and kicking today.
But okay, so
Lori
question though. But question.
Yeah.
Who started the wellness check? Because
no,
that
my
has to be.
neighbor. My neighbors.
Nosy ass
So,
neighbors.
yes. So when my neighbors, because when I used to work from home, they would see me walk the dog. So if you understand, our dog was loose for overnight and went to the neighbor's yard. So since they've seen me with a 3-legged dog, they know that I love the dog and walk the dog. They hadn't seen me walk on that side of the neighborhood because I'm now working. So they surmised that something was wrong because he must have gotten rid of me because the dog is loose and nobody's seen me in my car.
You know what? That's not the real reason. That's not the real reason. The real
to answer
reason
Anthony's
is
question though, he was like, so your neighbors don't know what Lori's car looked like when it's right in the driveway. The problem was, Anthony, they were down the street around a corner. They never looked. What they were used to seeing is sometimes Lori walks the dog certain routes. She doesn't always walk the dog the exact same route.
In other words, they trying to get used to your routine.
Right. And it's not like there's one way in and one way out of the neighborhood. You can take a couple of different streets. So she doesn't always walk the dog the same path. And I guess it's been a while since she walked down on that side of the neighborhood.
Where's Buddy?
Now my mom listen, my mom wants to know where the dog was, but I just stated I could have been handcuffed and put in the back of a car because of this person right here. And you want to know
the problem is what? Listen, this story is not about you, sir. The story is not about you.
Then it ain't gonna be about no dog neither.
It's about the dog. It's about the dog, and it's about Lori.
Go about the end. Final thoughts. We about to go to final.
And everybody says that. And
Lori,
thank you, Mom, for asking.
Lori,
for
what I want to know is, are you okay? And how was your experience?
Oh, she was embarrassed more than anything because she's like, "Oh God, you know how neighbors get, man. You can't."
Every neighbor was outside.
Everybody got that one neighbor in their neighborhood that just embellishes or stick it in just a little bit too far, and that's what ended up happening. Yeah, that's Jermaine. So after they walk in the house, as soon as they walk in the house, they realize, okay, this isn't a decomp smell because if it was, it would be blaring. And the only place they noticed it was right at the front door. So we went back through the front door, and that's when we all found out together that I have a sewer drain right there in front, a pipe.
Okay, so question though. So that causes me to question people's life experience, because had you been anywhere near a busted pipe, sewage pipe, or any of those things, you would know that is a very distinctive smell.
To your point, that's why once they opened, we went through the garage door. Once we went through the garage door, they were cool because they were like, no, because it was decomp, the whole house would be.
Oh, yes, sir.
And then let's be honest.
No, that whole neighborhood would have been.
Let me be clear, because I already told Lori, had I had killed Lori, there is no way in the hell I would have went back to the house. I would have told him, give me an hour, and I would have been in Tijuana.
You've been checking for flights.
I said to Brian, why would you come back?
Yeah, I wouldn't come back. I'd be like this.
Because most people like to return to the scene of the crime.
Bro,
you can't have no credit cards because that's electronic tracing.
Oh, no, Lori. I'll be putting my PIN number in and doing electronic withdrawals off every one of them. I'll be maxing out on every one of them.
That's entertaining, y'all. I appreciate that.
Bro, this was crazy because
that's entertaining right there.
Once they walked in and they could tell that it wasn't decomp, they were, like I said, they were 100% cool. The officer was like, "Man, you saved me a bunch of paperwork." I said, "Save you some paperwork? Hell, you saved me from having to explain some stuff." So
if I may say, out of the 5 police cars, the first car with the 2 officers were in better spirits. The other 4 were really annoyed because it was 100 degrees outside with their 20 pounds of gear, and because they was getting ready to storm the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they had all their gear
And they
out.
was hot and angry and mad.
Look,
When
you
we
gave
walked-
them no.
when we
Okay, so
came
guess
around the
what?
corner to
All right,
get
so
in.
Lori, allow me
Yeah.
to interpret what you saw. You definitely saw attitude, but it wasn't for what you said.
No,
You
they was
saw-
hot.
listen,
They
listen,
was they,
listen,
they, they
listen,
were very
sweetheart,
warm.
listen.
They had
It
a
was
lot
not-
of gear on.
It was not because of what you're saying.
No.
They were mad because you spoiled their fun. See,
Yeah,
that
they
was
wanted-
gonna be
they
fun.
wanted to
for them.
bust that- they wanted to bust that door.
You see my
They
brother
wanted to-
Jermaine? Did you see how he reacted? He knows I'm telling the truth. They thought that they was about to have some fun.
Yeah, they won't kick that
Ain't
door in.
doing it.
That's why I told him.
Curses.
I said that's why I told him I was coming. I said because I got a feeling they would have kicked that door and realized that smell was really at the front of that door and been like, "Oh Lord, how we gonna explain this? We done knocked this door off the hinges and stuff."
Yeah.
Well, so that's the thing about police work. They don't have to explain anything. They can do
Nope.
every bit of damage they want to and say, sorry, in the course of doing our
Extingency.
job and serving the public and stuff. Sorry
Yep.
about your luck.
Yeah. Sorry about the door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry about
They
the
ain't even
door.
gonna say sorry.
Too bad. So sad. Put it to your insurance.
So then to answer Sarah Parker's question about where is Buddy, since Buddy is the three-legged dog, I asked him. I said, "So where's the dog?" "Oh, he's around the corner at the neighbors." I'm like, okay. So I get my harness, I get his leash, I go around to the neighbors. The two old ladies direct me to exactly what yard he was last seen in. I go up the street a little bit, he's just in the yard eating grass. He's fine.
The $1 million question is, how did Buddy get out?
Out of what?
Yeah, that is
How
a
did
good
he
question.
get out because how did he get two streets over?
He slid out of his harness because he had been bad that night, and I was gonna put him outside for a little bit. He slid out of the harness and took off.
So you mean to tell me Buddy did a Houdini?
No, he did a Shawshank.
Nah, I don't think he did Shawshank.
When I first met Andy Dufresne at
That's not
Shawshank,
true.
at
I
Shawshank,
think some other funny business went on, but I just wanted an explanation of how Buddy got out because
Hey,
Buddy don't have a key.
listen,
No,
my response got
when I
laughter.
pulled on Buddy's harness and he was wiggling and stuff, he slid out of it and he bolted out the door. But he normally just stays right there and comes back. So
Not
I'm
today.
thinking,
Not
okay,
today, son.
I'll let him chill out for a minute. I come back to the door later and he's not there. And I'm like, no, okay, maybe he went to the front door because he did that to me before where he went all the way around to the front. I go check the front, he's not there. So I'm like, oh, he done ran away. Now I'm mad because I just got to order dog food in and now I got an MIA dog. And I'm like, I done paid $37 for this bag of dog food.
But you didn't even want to look for him. But I get it.
No. You know what? Listen. Let me tell you something. If you decide, because even if it's you, Lori, once you walk out that door,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't,
He gonna go there.
don't,
He's gonna
do
go
not
there.
do it.
Absolutely.
Don't do that. I would not advise that. I would
hold
not
on a second. Let me tell you something.
Oh no. Okay.
Once you walk out that door, it's a wrap.
And then they really gonna sit there and report you.
Whether you got 3 legs or you got 2 legs, the same ones that took you on the other side of that door, gonna have to keep you taking you as far as you're gonna go with it. I noticed.
Anthony asked the question.
CJ, I noticed she didn't put the "he's going in."
No, I didn't do this. But Anthony did ask a follow-up question. Anthony said, so you didn't look for the dog before looking at houses? LOL.
No, because you know why?
That is correct.
I figured, you know what? I'm not gonna track down that dog. Damn that dog. He gonna come back. He know where I live. He know the address.
You know where the food at.
Huh?
Did you just say you know where I live?
He know where I live.
Yep.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So y'all getting hung up on the fact that I ain't go after the dog. Ain't nobody tell him to run his ass down the street.
Listen, we live in a different time and age now.
Listen,
People are more concerned
not
about
that-
their dog
I'm
than
not
they are
that-
of you.
I'm not that dog. I'm not that dog person. If my
Did
dog
you at least
runs
whistle?
away. Huh? What happened?
Did you whistle or did you?
No, he didn't
I
whistle
did.
nothing.
You know what? I did call him.
No, this is how
Oh,
he
well.
called him.
Look, it don't matter how I called him.
And said nothing and shut the door. That's what he did.
I could
Lord,
have
said,
Lord,
and,
Lord.
and closed the door.
No.
If he
Lord.
did call Buddy, he did this one.
Hey, CJ.
Hey, buddy. Oh, you ain't around?
You
Oh,
ain't
okay.
around. Oops. Oh well.
Like,
CJ.
I did a small countdown.
Look, you went to bed that night too. You went to bed that night too.
Yes, he
And
did.
Roy was probably
Absolutely.
like, hey, did you take care of the dog? And he was like, oh,
Sleeping
yeah.
like this, bro. He was.
Hey, listen. We got a lot of raccoons and deers out here, so I figured if he ain't came back by daytime, he got.
Only the strong survive. Listen, only the strong
I
survive.
figured
Bro.
he was done. I woke up still mad about that extra bag of dog food I just got. Shit.
He went mad enough to go look for the dog.
Mm-mm-mm.
No, I was trying. Hey, I was on Amazon trying to return that dog food. You feel me? Get my $37 back.
Man,
That's my. You know what he said? You right?
No.
I didn't think about Buddy with him away.
my goodness.
I see white ring.
Whew. Gosh,
Yeah,
man.
but-
This is
we have-
very
we-
good.
Buddy is fine.
Oh, we know he's fine. Yeah.
He living his best life. I walked him today. I fed him. I gave him treats. I'm in the bathroom. He right on my leg. He fine.
That sound like a guilt trip. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sure. We're listening.
He was in the bathroom looking up, talking about you let me out to the top.
Well, you
if
know
I
what?
can,
When I went to go get him, he kind of did that because when I first called him, I ain't gonna lie, he looked at me first. I said, "Buddy," he eating grass. He look up and he go, "Look at this nigga over here."
because and to that point, so
He
the
probably
next
like,
day
"You're part of
in
the
the
house."
morning, right? The next day in the morning, before I went to work, I'd have to, just to make sure that he has to go. He hesitated to be like, "Buddy, I'm standing right here with you. I'm not gonna let you just go out by yourself." And then he finally did.
Hey, that'll teach him the next time you want to walk out and you think somebody gonna run after your ass. Won't be me, bro.
Nah, bro. I'm
Yeah.
old school. No,
Same,
but
same.
I'm laughing. And yes, Brian, I am picking at you, but I am old school. I treat dogs like dogs. They don't think they're a member of the family, and they got their little place in my wheel, and they don't get no. Say again.
You're not kissing him in the mouth.
Oh no, sir.
Oh, okay. Well,
They get the boot up the butt. But
Yeah, well, I understand though. There's a lot of dog people that are dog people that their dogs are their children. My dog is not my child.
no.
Is he a member of the family? Loosely. I mean, shit, he live here, I guess. So somewhat.
He
But you don't pay no bills and you're not a kid, so I don't know how to classify you other than like a Welching roommate. I don't know.
That's why we call them pets.
Right.
Anyway, okay.
I don't know what else to call you. I mean, my mom likes to joke and talk about his name is Buddy Parker. No. The hell it is. I ain't get it down my last name. Hell, I barely gave Lori my last name. She had to work for that. You think I'm just gonna give a dog that name? That name represents a lot of pimps and stuff in our family. I can't just give that dog a name like that.
Wow.
Buddy Parker. I'll be damned that dog named Buddy Parker. If I get any mail at that house, because now guess what's gonna happen? He gonna have squatting rights, take me to court talking about I ain't leaving unless you take me to court. Because I got mail to come to the house.
So,
Yeah.
have we as a society have taken pets just a little too far? The answer
Bro,
is yes.
listen. You know, I was.
not in the Parker household, is not.
Oh no, definitely
And
not.
definitely not at the Joneses. Definitely not at the
Oh,
Joneses.
I told Buddy plenty of times, you cross that line, you're gonna end up at Mr. Lee's.
You can be helping pushing flowers. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna be like Biggie. There's gonna be slow singing and flower bringing. Oh.
Ain't no pushing, but don't kill me.
I'll put shits on them. But listen, the moral of the story is I'm not a murderer and my dog is okay. Anthony says, how much is that dog food if it's over $30? That dog should be a member of your tax returns. You damn.
Boy, yeah, absolutely.
That's almost $600 a year in dog food. Thank you.
Good
That
God.
don't include milk bones. And Lori, okay, since you're trying to get on me, Lori, who buys?
I'm not trying to get on you.
Lori, let
You
me ask
getting on yourself. You made that bed in yourself.
Lori, let me ask you a question. Does Buddy eat milk bones?
He does.
Does he eat doggy treats?
He does.
Does he eat those big rawhide bones?
Yes, you've fed them to him.
Okay. Who would you say gets that for him about 99% of the time? Actually,
You
goes
do.
to the opposite. I'm sorry, say again.
You do. Brian A. Parker. And in addition to the treats that you get, if we're claiming on for taxes, because I also get the, flea treatments, all of that. I'm the one who he favors Brian, but I walk him, feed him, bathe him.
That ain't important.
I do all of the work.
But do you let him sit in the bathroom with you while you taking a, you know what?
No, I don't.
Okay, then. See, that's your bonding time.
So y'all are bonding together. So that's your dog.
No.
Yeah. That's yours.
Anyway,
Jermaine.
the more story.
That's your brother.
Yep.
So listen,
Maybe you have to have like one of them, not like another heart to heart.
In case y'all are watching this and like, why the hell is he talking about dogs and stuff so long? Listen, normally we'll get on this show and we'll talk about all the stuff going on in the world, and most of the things that we talk about that go on in the world have some kind of political tie-in to it. And you know what? I'm sick of politics today, so I'm not gonna do anything political today. I'm gonna try not to. I can't guarantee that. Brian, you won the battle. Just let it go. Take the win. Thank you, bro. I know I did.
Hey, the fact that you're in jail right now is the win.
Thank you. The fact that you're not dead, they didn't shoot you
They
up.
didn't kill me because they thought I killed her is the win.
You're not dead. These people did not storm this house and arrest you.
Look, as soon as I got out that car, I was thinking, what if they all circle me and just put me to the ground? It's over.
Then I was gonna say you would just comply and hope not to get shot.
I mean, I got out the car smiling, trying to be non-threatening looking and everything else, but let's be real.
Bro, you are a very tall, dark-skinned brother.
Hey,
Everything about you says shoot me now. I'm just being real with you.
That's a trial.
Listen, I am the safest black brother, and they still make me nervous. I'm cinnamon skinned. I smile. And they still make me nervous.
Anthony said, did they go after your brother too, since he was with you? He wasn't with me then. We were out looking at houses, and we were on our way to another house when I was on the phone with the police. So I ended up turning away from Jermaine. He continues to go straight, and I had to call him and let him know why we weren't following him.
They got me, bro. They got
Hey, I want you to know this. I carry a top secret clearance, and I'm scared of the police.
Amen to that.
He's my brother, but as soon as he said the cops won't be come to the house, I said, well, I'll see you later there.
Anthony said, sounds like he set you up.
he probably called them boys in Concord and said, "Hey, Bo. 'Cause, you know, every cop in Concord named Bo. Hey, Bo.
Yeah, Bo. Yeah,
Bo
Bo and
name.
Bubba.
It's gonna be for him in Concord.
Well,
Nothing I can vouch for him.
I mean,
Well,
you
I-
get about the same as a bulletproof vest, basically.
I understand that the levity is here. I just know that when we saw the 5 police cars,
I was
we,
like, oh,
at
God.
my employment, we had an incident where we had Concord police at our employment due to an incident.
Oh,
So
it is you, Lord.
huh?
It is you.
Thank you.
It is
You
not me
sounded
because
nothing.
I
Thank
wasn't.
you.
They wasn't trying to get me. They wasn't trying to get me. That was
They
somebody
always
else.
where you
They called
are.
for someone else.
Yeah.
They're always where you are, though.
No, they are not. But the police wouldn't have been called if you didn't set Buddy free. Because they would have known.
Or try being more loving to your wife.
Okay.
And everything.
Right.
Okay, how about this? How about Buddy stayed his ass in the yard and it wouldn't happen?
Hey, I
Listen,
do have a tip for you. Next time, if the cops come around and they surround you and they throw you on the ground, just start moaning, and that way they won't be so rough with you. Because if you act like you like it, they ain't gonna be all into a grown man.
they might back off with it.
It's
So,
not to continue on pleasuring another grown man. Oh, it's so heavy.
You're so strong. You're so
I need to change my word. I like them ridges in my back.
It's not funny. It's funny, but not funny. But this is the second contact with the police we have had since we have moved to North Carolina.
Y'all got a little gun oil you can put on it and make it shine a little better than that. I like it glistening all over my body.
Oh,
Because we have overly concerned neighbors who care more about the dog. Yes,
Overly.
because our
Now
first
listen, here's
incident.
the thing. If they had asked our next door neighbors, have you seen her? Yeah, they see her all the time. These neighbors weren't like next door neighbors. They were like
around the corner. There. You know what? This reminds me of the story. I don't want to get serious with it, but it does remind me of a serious story about the pastor that got arrested for watering his neighbor's yard.
I saw that.
Okay, all right.
I saw that. That was
This
great.
sounds like a sequel to that.
Bro,
Well,
I'm
it's-
sitting there
it's
like,
maybe
really?
that, but then also our first incident where Buddy was acting up, we put him on our little porch to sit out in the sun, and all he was doing was watching birds. We had our next door neighbor called the county police, and they came to my house and basically said, because I had to verify with them that Buddy has a vet, he gets shot because he said he was malnourished and not fed, and we not taking care of him. It was 70 degrees, and he was watching birds.
You've been outside for like 10, 15 minutes. Yes.
You know what? And so, I'm glad you complied, but I'm not that Negro. I told you can issue me a court summons, and I'll come to court and provide them stuff. I said, but unless a doctor, which my neighbor is not a vet, says something, then I don't care what he says. What if he says that I'm a Colombian drug lord? Are you going to investigate that? You got to have probable cause, and that's not probable cause. And I'm like, you're not going to violate my right to make sure that this white dude feels comfortable at night. I'm good.
That was in other words, let me go ahead and break that down, brother Jermaine. In other words, they were checking your freedom papers. Okay. And
absolutely.
Sometimes you have to pull their card and let them know
we hadn't
you
even,
are free.
at that point, we hadn't even been in the house for a week. We were still fresh from New York City. We got New York license plates on our car.
Oh yeah.
So they thought we were New Yorkers coming in, and if they knew anything about New York, your dog does sit on the patio all the time.
Right.
All the time.
And I mean, even down here, yo, check it. Listen, my son and I. Oh yeah, by the way, I have my son with me, guys, for the summer.
Yay!
All right.
We just picked him up 2 days ago,
Very
and
nice.
and
He
I
don't
was
have
coming-
he don't have a Mr. TNTBS Junior tag or anything, and he's on.
I might put him in one of the shows, and
Okay,
say hello.
Yeah,
But
good.
so I'm coming out of Walmart. Just got to finish buying like one of those oversized items that you can't just readily put into the bag. The store is not heavily it's not a lot of traffic in and out. The person that likes to sit there between you and the exit, she's right there. I'm at self checkout. She can hear me say to my son, "Go ahead and do the little price, little gun, and everything." Pay, and she sees me looking like I'm paying for it. I see her seeing me. This woman, I'm thinking she's about to go on the outside. She has gone in between, like she's gone beyond the metal detectors, and now she's at the sliding doors.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking that she's about to go on outside for whatever she's about to do. Y'all know this woman today, just maybe a few hours ago, stayed right there between the sliding door and just beyond the metal detector just to stop me. Now, you just saw me do this transaction. You see my son, and we're right there together. So, no problem, right? I got the receipt in my hand. I hand her my receipt. She looks at the receipt. She looks at my item. She looks at the receipt. She looks at my item. I said, "Is something wrong with your eyes or something?" I said, "Were you not paying attention?" I said, "Because I was looking at you, looking at me looking at you. Pay for this item." I said, "Do you do everybody like this? Because if you don't, we're going to have a problem real fast." My son was like, Dad. I said, watch this. You're gonna understand something real fast. Your daddy don't play stuff like this. I said, you are very vigilant when it comes to your job, when it comes to me. I said, so you better be this way from this point on to every time I see you. You better be just this vigilant, because if you're not, we're gonna have a serious issue. Because I know you saw me.
Yeah. And
I say, now imagine if I would have done you like that, how would you feel? Yeah, okay, you sound like you're beatboxing now. I don't play that, bro.
Give her a Thriller jacket. It'd be on.
Exactly.
Lori about to bust the move. Lord have mercy.
Words, Lori, to my sister, Lori, with much love. Sometimes you just got to check them.
Oh, all the time.
You just got to put them in their place.
But not the police, though, Lori.
No.
Comply, Lori. Comply. You survived this time. Next time.
Yeah. I want you to live.
Because Lori, obviously, if something happens to you, then Buddy is done.
Hey, Lori, you from the boogie down.
I'm from Brooklyn.
You ain't got to tell the police.
Not the zoo.
You should have called and said, "I don't even fool with you country fools. You see these New York plates?
Yeah.
You ain't got no jurisdiction over me."
Yeah, you tell him, Guido. You tell him. Yeah, Guido.
Listen, lots of things can occur without even anybody knowing. So it's all good.
That's how they do it in Brooklyn. That's how people end up missing. They don't drag the East River. They don't drag the corners.
We got too much
stuff. Yeah.
We got too many hogs around here.
So anyway, that was our adventure. Like I said, the biggest thing is Jermaine. Yes, he's my favorite brother and everything, but he is by far making our house buying experience one of the best experiences. It's a little frustrating because we put in a couple of offers and they didn't go with us. So then we go back to the drawing board and look at other houses that we want to potentially purchase. But Jermaine's been so good with us every step of the way, explaining a lot of the procedures that you got to go through. You know, I don't know how hard it is to sell a house by yourself, but I couldn't imagine putting all that stuff together and presenting it in front of somebody. and doing it on my own. So make sure that if you are looking for a realtor, I'm not saying that Jermaine's the only capable realtor out there, but he's my favorite brother. And I would definitely say give him a shot if you are even if you're not sure you're ready to start looking for a house. I would reach out to Jermaine and he can kind of let you know, hey, if you're starting to think about a house, can start considering a lot of these things. Because Jermaine isn't going to blow any smoke up your ass. He's just going to basically tell you what makes sense for you and what doesn't make sense for you, because he doesn't want you to get into a situation without your eyes being fully wide open. And I appreciate it about him. Like, he'll kind of let you come to your own conclusion and then maybe give you a different way of looking at it. So he's not trying to steer your conclusion, but then what he'll do is try to give you the other side of the coin of something that maybe you didn't consider that you should take into consideration before going through it. So whether it's making an offer, how much could your house get appraised for, and the difference between your offers and your appraisals, what kind of properties you should look at, all the different things and stuff. We ran into one where they couldn't give us papers on the septic tank. They just kind of wanted us to trust it'd be okay. So little stuff like that where Jermaine's like, hey, it could be fine. It might not be fine. I just don't want to find out when there's crap flowing on the ground. That's all.
Like I said, when I got a crappy pool in my front yard, bro, miss me with that.
Well, part of the thing with the septic system, and this is just, some realtor knowledge real quick. If you have 5 rooms in your house and you have a septic tank, you may not have a 5-bedroom house. Your house is sold on what your septic tank is rated at. And so without proper documentation, that's right. So if your septic tank says it has a capacity for 3 rooms and somewhere in the past it built on 2 extra rooms, you still have a 3-bedroom house. And so what does that mean for you? So for like my brother and sister, the concern wasn't so much whether it was a good septic tank. It was, what's the tank rated for? What's the capacity on the tank? When was the last time it was clean? Anything like that. I mean, I do want to know about function and stuff like that. But so they're not going to own this property forever. They're going to try to resell it. So what happens when they go to resell this property later on and they can't verify that the septic matches the description for the house?
Oh, bro.
I would have had to pay to have somebody dig it up and look at it and see what it was rated as.
Right.
And wow. I'm very thankful because this is my first time ever going through this process. So I really appreciate Jermaine taking the time to answer my 50 million questions, things that but bringing me to my own conclusion. And it just makes it very comfortable to where if we have, as we are looking at homes and looking at things, I can say as a great realtor.
Oh, flowers to Jermaine Parker, the franchise.
And we are going to give Jermaine some more platform to talk about realty information and nuggets and stuff like that. And guys, it doesn't matter how much nuggets he actually gives you, you still really need to have a realtor like him walking you through the process just to make sure that you don't miss a step that will cost you more later. That percentage that the realtor gets is peanuts compared to the amount of work, preparation, from just showing you the house to preparing the papers for you, making sure all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed. You really need somebody that knows what they're looking at, knows what they're doing, to be able to represent you. It's kind of like a sports analogy. Lamar Jackson is him and his mama representing him, and he trying to make over $50 million a year. Bro, pay an agent. Get on the field, pay an agent. That's all I'm going to say to you, bro. You ain't saving that much money by doing that. You're going to make over $50 million a year. Pay the agent. Get that out of your worry system. Go ahead, Jay.
I was going to say, and so for real estate, it is in, I believe all 50, but I can really only speak for North South Carolina. You can sell and buy property all day without a real estate agent. And a lot of people do. They for sale by owner, they buy by themselves. And and it's perfectly legal. You only get a license if you're going to help somebody else with a purchase or with a sale and stuff. As a fun fact, wow, did I get a whole corner? Okay. As a fun fact, you can also perform dentistry in North South Carolina on yourself without a license. You can pull your own teeth. But there's a reason that you don't. And the reason is that there's a professional out there who can make the process a lot easier for you and a lot more comfortable. And that's what realty is, at least from my perspective. I don't do it because I have another job. I broke away from a larger firm to create my own firm because I wanted to be in the business of educating and helping the public. That's what it is. So you can have 100 questions. That's awesome. I want to answer for you because whether you're dealing with me or maybe I prep you when you're dealing with another agent so you can ask the right questions, because a lot of times we don't know the questions to ask, the answers that we need. And that's why I'm here.
Right.
So
And to your
basically,
point,
it's kind of like,
go
so
ahead.
I guess, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You got it.
So basically, it sounds like to me, because I haven't gone through this process, guys. I kind of want that smoke, like just even have the experience. I've always rented, but anyway, the thing about it is, it's kind of like dealing with a recruiter. You know, they'll tell you exactly what you need to know because they just trying to get you, you know, from point A to point B. But if you happen to ask the right kind of questions, you can make a more sound decision before you decide to go ahead and sign your life away. So,
Right.
yeah, I definitely appreciate at least being acquainted with you. So whenever I'm ready, I'm definitely going to be burning up your ear. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
and we also want to reach out to Heather, who actually helped us with the financial side of it, getting us pre-approved for a certain amount for mortgage and stuff like that. Because I'd love to have her come on and talk about what her, Jermaine, and her company actually do and what they kind of look for and what kind of programs are out there, whether it's first-time home buyers, veteran assistance, all these different kind of things that are out there, because a lot of times people just don't know all the avenues to try to pursue when they look into home ownership and everything like that. So there's some really, really good people out there that can give you guys a lot of good information. And I want to make sure that as much as I love talking about what's going on in DC and your local political areas and things like that, I want everyone on this that listens to this show to be able to pursue their dreams, aspirations, and things like that when it comes to whether it's home ownership, whether it's generational wealth, financial stability, and things like that. So if you, somebody else you know, specializes in those areas and you'd love to come on and talk about your area of expertise and make us smarter, we would all love to do that. And, you know, we got some really good people that we already know, and we definitely would love to meet some other ones that we may not have been acquainted with just yet.
Hey, so let me shout out and plug. So I work with different lenders and stuff, and Trevor Smith, he's you can look on YouTube, Trevor K. Smith, the mortgage wingman. He was actually a U.S. Air Force fighter pilot before he got into the mortgage game and stuff, and he puts out a ton of videos that talk about the current market, pricing, just ways to save money, anything. And so I like working with people who are educational. Heather, and I'm going to say Heather's last name wrong.
Arcello? Or Arcello? Is it Arcello, something like that? Arcello?
Yes. Yeah, so she does a podcast, Carolina Girls Pod. You can look that up. And so she puts out information too. You can look for just her and put some links to stuff. But if you ever go to my any of my social media, I've got links on there for both of those lenders and stuff. They're absolutely amazing. And so, you know, if I trust my family with them, I would definitely trust you with them too. And so it's just I like people who like to teach. Trevor just recently put some stuff out about the industry and what was going on. And one of the things, and not to be facetious, he doesn't. A lot of lenders got into the business because of the refi that was going on, the overwhelming refis that were going on when all the mortgage interest rates went down, and they were subprime. They were not subprime, but they were so low. When they went from 3 to 2 to under 2 and stuff. There were so many people refinance their houses, which I said do, because we knew that the rates would come back up like they are now. And but now a lot of those people, because the rates are coming back up, the amount of loans are going down. Definitely the refis are down like 70%, 80%. And so a lot of those lenders they're looking for work, and they're promising you things that are not true. And so if you, for nothing else, get yourself a realtor who has a good relationship, a good partnership with lenders who are out there and not just trying to make a dollar off you, who are in the same business I'm in, who are trying to help you and get you to a better position than you were when you started.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And, the last thing I'll say about it, Jermaine, even in the commercial that we cut, is it a good time to buy a house? And I said, no, it's a great time to buy a house. I didn't know it was that great because Lori and I have put in several offers, and we've only been approved for the last 2 weeks, Lori, right?
Yes.
About 2 weeks. And we have probably seen 15 houses, and most of them, I'm sorry, more like 20.
More than that. Yes, absolutely more than that. Yep. I send lists.
So many of those had only been on the market for a few days, and so many of them are already under contract. So as much as you talk about inflation, gas prices, and things like that, people are still buying houses. Like on Jermaine's app, I will favorite houses that I like, and then I'll go back through my list of favorites every day or so. Under contract. I'm like, damn, I got unfavorited. That was under contract. So can't even see. Yeah.
I will say this: it's still a good time. If I was looking to sell a house, I would go ahead and sell it right now. And the reason is that this market is starting to correct. Real estate is local, so sometimes when you see things about real estate, it may be on a national level, or it might not be where you are. And there are certain market conditions that control real estate where you are. Overall, though, I would say if you're looking to buy a house, if you can wait a little bit, I would suggest waiting. And the reason is because I believe that the market's going to correct itself a little more. And now it's one of those kind of games, right? Am I going to pay a little bit more in interest, and I'm going to get a house that's less, and so those are always things. The best time to buy real estate was 5 years ago. Every time, that's my answer. Is today a good day? 5 years ago was a great day. And so you don't want to get 5 years from now and this be the 5 years ago. So it's one of those kind of things that it just depends on your local market, and talk with a real estate agent and say, hey, what's the market doing and stuff. I can tell you in Charlotte and surrounding areas, houses are still closing for over asking, thousands of dollars over asking, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 over asking. So until those prices start, the closing price is more reflective of what the asking price is. And competition is dying off because interest rates are rising up and stuff. Prices are still high and stuff like that. So we're not competing as much. Like I've had more realtors reach out to me after showing houses than like a couple months ago. I was showing houses, and we were getting calls when I would pull up to the house. The house was under contract. There's no need to show it, or I would be in the middle of a showing and get a call from the agent saying, "Hey, just letting you know, we just won a contract. No need to rush out, but we're good and stuff." And so that went on, and that was just in January, February frame, where we couldn't even make it to the offer stage. That's how hot it was, and we're now at the point where I'm getting people calling me and saying, "Hey, are you guys gonna put an offer in? Are you guys gonna put an offer in?" And so the market is changing. It's definitely not a buyer's market, but it is changing, and hopefully it'll be a neutral market where you can put in an offer and you start asking for things like closing costs again.
There you go. There you go.
Wow.
That's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot more to it than that. And I think every day I'll get a different question that I'll have to run by Jermaine and say, "Hey, can you put in multiple offers?" That was something I didn't know if you could do or not. Like, I see 3 houses I like. Can I put in an offer for all 3, and whichever one comes back first, I get it? And he's like, "Well, if they all come back around the same time, you're on the hook for all 3."
Wow.
I'm like, "Oh crap!"
So now you got options.
Yeah.
And so what my bro's saying is that absolutely you can put in multiple offers, but the thing is, and with the hope that one of them will come back first, and that way you can call and you can cancel the other offers and stuff. But if you were, for whatever reason, let's say that your agent, once they communicate to your agent that they've accepted the offer is accepted. It's a contract. And so once I get that email or I get that phone call saying, "Hey, we picked your offer and stuff," you're on the hook for that house. And let's say that before I can get the other phone calls off, I get emails from the other 2 or 3 that you put in. And so what do you lose in that? Well, there's due diligence and earnest money. Due diligence is the money that you pay a homeowner to take their home off the market while you inspect it. It's not, it's just, it does go towards your overall payment for the house. So if you're not just giving it to them, they're just pocketing it, and there's no recording of it. It does end up being recorded as, hey, they paid this amount of money at the beginning. But if that was to happen for several houses and you offered like $2,000 a house, you could be on the hook for several $1,000s. So you can do these things, but there's a way to do it. There's a way to do these things, but there could be some risks involved, and these are just questions that you have. And there are really, when you don't know, there are no dumb questions. I answer all questions, and you're an adult and I'm an adult. I'll treat you just like that when I answer questions.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, y'all. So think about it. If you're ever in the market, reach out to Jermaine. You don't actually have to sign up with him for him to answer a question, but if you answer too many questions, then you probably need to just go ahead and make that move anyway.
Make that move right now. Oh, my bad.
No,
I thought it was karaoke. My bad.
I love talking about houses. I mean, that's part of the reason I got into this, because I love houses, man. I love houses and real estate and stuff. And now I will tell you that if you want to look at houses, you need to be pre-approved. And it's a general rule in most of the industry. And the reason for that is that, let's say I go take you to a house and you love it, you want to put an offer in. Well, we can't, because you don't have a pre-approval, and I have to show that you're pre-approved anytime we make an offer on a house. And so after we see the house that you love, it's not the time to try to get the pre-approval, because the market is still high. By the time all that goes through, that house is probably gone.
Exactly.
So you got yourself hyped up, and you kind of just wasted everybody's time. So if you want to talk about it, absolutely. I'll see my app. We can window shop. If you want to go see houses and stuff, I got some great loan officers who will pre-approve you. And that way you can also know what you're shopping for. So there's no reason to be shopping for a $600,000 house if you're only approved for 4. And so you can be in there are a lot of good reasons why to get a pre-approval. But that's probably the biggest.
So that's so smart, Jermaine, because when we went to our financial person, the lender, my biggest question to her is okay, now that we're pre-approved, how long does that pre-approval go for? And she said 4 months. She said, the only thing I'll tell you is don't make any large purchases that's going to severely alter your credit. Or you may have to rerun it and reconsider, what the pre-approval amount would be. So it's just little things like that to know that, okay, we got pre-approved today. It doesn't mean I have to find a house by the end of the week.
No, there's no pressure. No pressure to buy your house. In fact, in this market, it's one thing to, when you don't get an offer accepted and stuff, I personally believe that that means that it wasn't your house, right?
Right.
And
I do too.
I'd rather, and so because most real estate agents will work on a percentage, the more house you buy, the more I get paid. And so one of the things I don't talk people into, I don't upsell people on houses. I don't point out houses that cost more or that might stretch your budget because you might get approved. I had a friend of mine who got approved for a lot of money, and their thing was, well, I want my mortgage to be X amount of dollars and stuff. And again, working with, and I was working with Trevor. I said, well, call Trevor and see what that monthly payment looks like in terms of what the price range that, even though you're approved for all this money and stuff, if you don't want your monthly payment above, like, let's say $1,800, then you need to call Trevor and he can run the math and tell you exactly what you need to purchase in order to get to that $1,800. And so it's all about education, asking questions, and having professionals there ready and willing to help you make this journey as easy as can and stuff with no pressure. It shouldn't be, and there might be a little anxiety waiting on that offer to come back to see, what if you have to win it and stuff. But again, I'm not in the business. I'm cheap. Your money's my money, right? And I'm not in the business of overpaying for anything.
Right.
And so I'm not in the business of, people like, I've had some people like, well, I'll just offer this. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that, bro. When we really want the house, really that bad? Because I don't know.
So Jermaine, while you brought that up, I want to give another thing that you made a very good point of. It doesn't matter how much you're approved for; it's how much the house is worth.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much you're approved for, but within the guidelines that if a house is only worth $150,000, you're pre-approved for $200,000. They're not going to just give you $200,000 to offer on that house. So if the house is only worth $150,000 and you make an offer for $170,000 and the appraiser only values the house at $150,000, guess who has to pay that extra $20,000 difference?
Mm-hmm.
You do.
Yeah.
Out of your pocket, and that doesn't even include your down payment.
Yeah. Right. And so the problem with that, just a little wrinkle for that is that appraisals kind of take a while to come back. And so a lot of agents, especially in this market, don't ask for a very long due diligence period. I do. I always do. And maybe to the maybe not the advantage in this market of making the deal more appealing, because people want to be in and out of due diligence, because once you're out of due diligence, you are committed to making the purchase. That due diligence period is for you to get an inspector out there. So whether it's just a home inspection, whether it's for a septic tank, whether you need one for the pool or whatever else is going on, or you need, is I advise people to get surveys for their land so they know what the boundaries of their land are, because you don't want to buy a property that has a driveway that actually is on your neighbor's land and that comes up later on, or you have pieces of equipment that you thought were on your property that are now your neighbor's property. Now your neighbor's asking for relief later on, like, hey, I just found out that shed you built is on my piece of land. I need you to tear it down, and now you're wasting money because you're tearing down outbuildings and stuff, or fences. They're having new fences and stuff. But the whole thing with that due diligence period is that's your period to get all that stuff done. It really doesn't take a lot of time to get it done. But what does take time is the negotiation and the repair and inspection. So let's say that there was something wrong with a wall, or let's say a heat and air unit came back and it was bad and stuff. And you need to negotiate now with the other party about who's going to fix it, or you're going to get money for it, what's going to go on. Let's say they decide to fix it. So now they have to call a repairman out there. And so now repairman's on the schedule. He's got to get out there. He's got to fix it. And then I think the side of your due diligence period, you're stuck with the house. You want to make sure you have enough time, not just to inspect it, but to negotiate, repair, and inspect the repairs. And so I generally ask for about 3 weeks. That's a reasonable amount of time, because I can get an inspector out to the house usually within the first couple of days of being under contract, and we can have the inspection report back within 24 hours. And that gives me, in less than like 4 days, the ability to start negotiating about what we need to get done for the house and stuff, which gives them another 2 weeks to get the repairs done and time to go out there and make sure they got done, or to say, hey, we need to walk away from this because it's going to cost too much, or they're not playing ball the way we need to play ball. But they're just little things. I don't want to hijack the whole show for housing and stuff, because there's just so many little things out there and little nuanced things like, hey, you need to watch out for this, you need to watch out for that. This is why I do that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jermaine, for all of that. And like I said, we're going to continue to do more and more reporting on that, not just because Lori and I are looking for a house, but also because we want to make sure that everyone out there kind of understands some of the things that happen when you're out in the home buying process. We only got a few minutes left, so I wanted to kind of do a fun final thoughts. I'm going to ask y'all, what things do you personally, let me ask it this way. What are your personal pet peeves in life? What really you off? And listen, you can give me as many of them as you want, because I got a whole bunch of them myself. So whoever want to go first, just throw one out and we can go around and around. Lord, pet peeve.
Stupidity. And just not being professional and being rude.
Okay. Sound like that just happened to you. What about you, CJ?
Well, she took she took my main one. I would say the next one to that, I would say would be
Anthony, I love you, man.
Precious. Precious.
What did I say?
I'll tell you.
Oh God, yes. Jesus,
right?
Yes. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's definitely one of them. I would say sheepish people.
What's
like,
that?
They, in other words, you have like nothing about you says I want to do my own investigating about things. I want my own thought of someone. I'm just going to take your word at face value, and what you gotta, what you are telling me, it gotta be the truth, and there's no other way to think about it. There's no other angle to approach or see something.
I call that a lack of intellectual curiosity.
Bruh, whatever it is, I can't stand it. Whatever it is.
Yes, absolutely.
Jesus, please draw your own conclusions. It's okay to grow a brain. It's okay.
Into that. Jermaine, what you got? I like that one.
To be honest with you, I don't like when people kiss their dogs in the mouth. I have a real problem with that, man. I have a real problem with that. I mean that I don't like people who boil chicken. Yeah, I don't like. I saw a cooking show the other day. The dude he didn't season nothing, just boiled some chicken, and then just I don't like that.
I don't like when people when I see on cooking shows they don't wash their chicken. That's just gross.
Yeah, boom.
Gross.
Yeah,
that's a mic drop. That why how can you even prepare food? Period, without washing it at all. Any food, it's coming from a different area, not your place.
I don't like it when I'm in a public bathroom taking a shit and people try to talk to me. I don't like that.
Isn't that awkward? Because you already trying to focus on getting that one little hanging one to drop.
Hold on, bro. Listen, I don't know why you trying to talk.
You already making that.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Ain't that the right thing?
I don't like when people. I like you know how you do like a road trip and you stop. You know how you do a road trip and you stop at the rest area, and I don't like it when I walk in and I see you at the urinal zip up and walk right past me, and you walk right past
and don't wash your hands.
Wash your hands. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that either. Hey, so Anthony said smacking when you eating, and he responded quick. I agree with that, and it's not just smacking when you eat. You know what? I believe that there's a way to chew gum without everybody seeing your damn mouth separate every time you chew that.
Right.
Gum. You have to sit there and like that gum is just the hardest piece of, and do it in public. And I'm like, are you nervous or something? Like, why are you smacking so damn loud on a piece of gum?
My dad used to call it like you look like a cow, like just chewing on your curd. Yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, it is nasty.
But you know what kills me with that, CJ, is the unawareness. Like,
right, because they are totally unaware.
And they have no clue that they look like an ass doing this. But yeah,
it's something that has to be trained and taught. Like honestly, like every now and then I catch my son and I'm like, son, if I can hear you, keep your lips closed. I don't have to hear what you're eating. I know you're eating.
Right. But I don't want to have to hear it with you.
I can do a whole segment on this. I don't like it. I don't like these BBLs because I don't like when the ass don't match the thighs. That's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like
BBLs or BBWs. What's a BBL?
No, BBLs, baby. BBLs.
Yes.
Brazilian butt lifts.
Yes.
Oh.
I don't like it when y'all look like the ants from Ant Story. I don't like that.
Wow. Look, my whole thing is I just don't deceive me, bro. Just don't deceive me. I mean, because that can kind of like fall under false advertisement. You know what I mean?
To your point, CJ, I don't like these TikTok videos where you go from being a grown man to a bad bitch. I don't like that.
Deception.
They get a little turn around and all of a sudden.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
Listen, that TikTok video. It's two girls. It's two of them. One is a skinny white girl. The other one is a black girl. Both of them skinny and everything, blah, blah, blah. But they look like some straight up booger wolves. And they know this. But then they do the whole like dance away, fading, like, you know, just like what you're saying, right? They come back, they are like 10, 11. And you're like, what happened?
Bro. On that track, these damn filters got to stop. And especially when the pandemic was at its height and everybody got a mask on and everybody and they had the butter faces going on. Because you're like, man, she looked good with that mask on her face.
I don't know. I disagree because I'm okay with not a deep fake, but I'm okay with a little head fake.
I'm okay with a little enhancement. But when you don't look nothing, I mean, that's like me getting straight up I look one way, and then it's Barack Obama.
Right.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, there should not be a filter that makes you a totally like you dark skin, and then the filter make you look like you have you about a light, bright, damn near white going on.
Listen, I'm telling you, if you have not seen that TikTok video, they can actually change. I'm serious. They can actually change their complexion by makeup. By makeup, y'all, for real.
Lord,
like Lori can look like a white woman,
right?
A beautiful white woman from Colombia. Only thing she got to do is speak the language. They got
the little chinky eyes, and they're pulling that back.
They can stretch your eyes. They can make it wider.
It look like your chin good. Look, I'm not gonna criticize the fact that you got three
chins. They can contour your nose and give you a European look.
I don't like people with underbites.
I don't like people with overbites.
I don't like camel toe. It just looks weird.
I don't like hammer toe.
I don't like cankles.
Oh, bro, yeah, you can keep them cankles.
I don't like Uggs because they make your feet look like you got cankles.
Oh Lord,
they make.
One thing I can't stand. One thing I can't stand. If you have bad looking feet, I should not see any flip flops, sandal, nothing. Keep them feet covered.
That is the open toe shoe pledge.
For real. If you got bad looking feet, keep them things covered.
You know, Jermaine don't like feet. Period. Just get rid of feet. I don't think bedroom shoes are real shoes.
That was a good mic drop. That's a good.
I think pajamas are meant to wear before you either I think you wear pajamas in the house or before you go to bed, not in Walmart.
I don't think you should be able to wear your bonnet to dinner out.
Right. I don't want to see how. I don't want to listen. I don't know why you wear pants when I can see that you got 2 pairs of drawers on and you don't go to the laundromat that much.
Yes, sir. Please believe. Oh, hey, what is up? What is up with all this winter wear in the middle of summer?
Look like the damn.
Have y'all seen that? Have y'all seen that?
Yeah.
Now, I seen somebody straight up with a ski jacket today, long sleeves, sleeves.
Bro,
jeans
you should have
on.
got out. That's an active shooter right there. You better get the hell away from that. You better
bro,
run when you see that.
Hey, but Brian,
That dude
but
got
I
an
was
AR-15,
prepared. I was prepared.
Okay, good guy with the gun. I got to read some of Anthony's stuff.
Oh, no, you did. No, you didn't hit me with the good guy with the gun. I ain't
Anthony
good.
said, Anthony said whoever invented makeup should go to hell.
No, but what Anthony said in addition to why black men wear flip-flops with
white feet.
Ash this.
Church.
Hey, you know I don't like it when I go out on a date and the bill comes and you see me about to pay, you know you're not gonna give me nothing at the end of the night. I don't like that. That's just rude.
Don't mess with my emotions.
You know we was Dutch. You
do that. Yeah.
Now you act like now all of a sudden you got a headache after dinner.
Yeah, you know I got a shellfish allergy. You the only one that ate them shrimp. I don't know why you do that.
And speaking of, because when we talk about like keeping things real, when we call about keeping things real, let's stop this whole like nice, polite stuff whenever you really don't mean it. Okay.
Yeah.
And give you an example. How you doing? Fine. Okay, listen, you're not really wanting to know how I'm doing, because if I start telling you how I'm doing, you ain't really interested in that. Just say, hey.
Yeah. Hey, CJ, I got one.
What's up?
Can people learn how to spell? You know, in this day and age with technology, there's a thing called spell check. Damn autocorrect. Why are you spelling words?
Now you know what? Autocorrect is a
words, but then sometimes you have to know the difference between there, THERR, and going there, THERE. They're not the same word. They're not interchangeable. Learn the version of the word. Don't make up words like scrimps.
Wow.
There ain't no such thing as scrimps. There ain't no such thing as you got the gouch. It's called gouch.
Wow.
Yeah, what you got that gouch? You got or about you got Alzheimer's?
All the timers. No, all the timers. No, some of the time. No, some of the time.
Anthony's wilding out, man. Anthony's wild.
I only ask.
Anthony says,
okay, I'm going to try to wrap this up because we've kind of gone over.
Listen.
Hey, you're right back.
But you know what? I do promise we will do this segment over and over because there are too many things that you can say that you don't like. And now Sarah Parker says, don't talk about your family. Listen, that would be a whole show. I'm not talking about them. Because that would be a whole show. And people would think I was doing a comedy routine, not understanding that it would be 100% true.
And then you'll realize that we are all related. The only person that we don't talk about is Bruno. Okay.
Yeah, we don't talk about Bruno. No.
Well, look, we all family because we all got them.
Yes, we do.
Oh, goddamn.
Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all. This has been another episode of Head to Head. I'd like to thank my panel, Lori Parker, CJ Jones, and always the man, the myth, the legend, the one that brings us all the women from all over the world, the franchise, Mr. Jermaine Parker. I'm your host, Brian Parker, signing out. We will see y'all again next week. Peace.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma.